Good afternoon, everyone. Here we go. The moment we've been waiting for. Thank you. My name is Dr. Michael Lombardo. I am the Executive Director for Student Affairs at PCOM. At this time, I just want to make a few announcements before we begin. First, please silence your cell phones. If you need to step out for any reason, please do so through the backside doors. Also, in an effort to abide by the protocols that will keep us all safe, we ask that you remain at your seats for the duration of the program. Staff photographers, as one just was here, staff photographers will be capturing the graduates, and these photos will be made available to students. Please do not approach the stage. And lastly, for what we've all been waiting for, now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand. If you are able, as the ceremony will now begin. Thank you.
Start in the dark.
Good morning, good evening, or afternoon, whatever it is now. Good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to the 2023 Commencement Ceremony for PCOM. As we open our ceremony, we remember our PCOM alumni who passed on this year and all those who gave their lives in service of our country. Please remain standing for the invocation to be offered by Dr. Barbara Golden, Professor and Director of Clinical Services in our School of Professional and Applied Psychology, and then followed by the national anthem performed by our own pulmonics.
Acknowledging that we call you by different names and worship you differently, we pray in the name by which we know you best. Today is a day to rejoice and to celebrate our graduates. Only you know the path of life that has brought each of them here. Our graduates have met opportunities and faced many challenges that have shaped who they are today. The presence of family, friends, faculty, staff, and many others have supported them through these years of study. Our graduates have been blessed with many talents which they have used well. We rejoice with our graduates and we ask for these gifts: wisdom, that they may always be honorable and compassionate; knowledge, that with the passage of time they will always be guided by the power of truth; and love, which is patient, kind, and never fails.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Pomonics, for that great rendition. President Feldstein, Dr. Kaplan, Chairman Gavino, Associate Provost Atkinson, members of the administration, staff, faculty, trustees, family, friends, and students of the classes of 2023. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the commencement ceremony of PCOM. Today, as we participate in this age-old tradition, we come together to celebrate all of our graduates. I hereby summon the class of 2023 to service for the common good, to lead in an uncertain environment, to further biomedical knowledge, to prevent disease, to cure when possible, to manage pain, to improve mobility, and most of all, to comfort those who are ill and infirmed. You are well prepared and ready for the next step in this lifelong journey. There will be challenges, global pandemics, political unrest, changes in the industries, and government revolutionary changes, new science and technologies constantly, new healthcare management systems, and the need to provide care to all segments of our very complex society. This is a journey into a world that is unpredictable. Yours is a vocation, a calling to serve your fellow human beings in their moments of greatest need, is one in which you must conduct yourselves with professionalism, enthusiasm, and a continued passion as those before you have done. We are confident that you will meet these challenges. Our best wishes and prayers go with you as always. It is now my privilege to introduce the President and Chief Executive Officer of PCOM, Dr. J.S. Feldstein.
Thank you, Dr. Veit. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here with you today, and thank you for being here with us today. In the lives of our students and in the life of our institution, commencement is a significant moment. The pomp and circumstance, all the traditional elements of academic ceremony, unite our college's past with its present and with our graduates who are our future. As a proud community, we bear witness to our graduates' myriad achievements. We celebrate all of our graduates together from all of our degree programs. We attest to the intellectual and professional formation as osteopathic physicians, healthcare and behavioral health practitioners, educators, scholars, and strategic leaders. Today is a day of great celebration. Class of 2023. In the course of your studies at Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, you acquired vital knowledge, clinical skills, and all the tools of critical thinking. You learned the importance of focusing on the whole person in the holistic manner that is intrinsic to the osteopathic heritage. You embodied humanistic values, compassion, and empathy. Against the backdrop of a global pandemic, you reckoned to understand the very science of a novel virus, its basic biology, pathogenesis, vaccines, and therapies. Furthermore, you grappled with the consequences of how that virus could upend our world and all the related social, political, and economic upheaval that will reverberate for decades. You recognized in a new way that there is no health without mental health and that physical and mental health wellness must be addressed in equal measures. You confronted a multitude of challenges, personal, professional, public, posed by an unsettled world, its pace of change seeming to accelerate with each passing day. These challenges tested your adaptability. They required many times over that you pivot and overcome confines with ingenuity and resilience. I want you to remember this as you leave here today. You are poised to lead in a world of continuous change. You are empowered to effect change and to grow from it. Change will bring with it newfound courage. Accepting it will help you drive innovation in health, science, and society. You'll transform the future of medicine, addressing the high cost of healthcare delivery, provider sustainability, pharmaceutical complexities, the promises and pitfalls of digital health and artificial intelligence, the threat of climate change, and new and re-emerging infectious diseases. You will solve problems that haven't even been imagined yet. I encourage you to harness the power of change. Remember, the only constant in life is change. There is no limit to your capacity for greatness. Heartfelt congratulations to the class of 23. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourselves, and I'm proud to be your president. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Thomas J. Gravina, Chairman of the Board of Trustees for PCOM, to bring his welcoming remarks.
Dr. J., Dr. Veit, Dr. Kaplan, fellow trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, and honored guests. Family, friends, distinguished members of the class of 2023, good afternoon and welcome. It is a pleasure to be here with you on this momentous occasion. As chairman of the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine Board of Trustees, I am pleased and honored to extend congratulations to all of our graduates across our academic programs. I can tell you that one of the best parts of my position is participating in PCOM graduations and witnessing the pride that permeates each ceremony. I trust that our graduates gathered here today feel proud. Proud of the defining moment, the culmination of all you have accomplished. Your years at PCOM have been marked by intellectual and clinical exploration, deep immersion in your chosen field, and dedicated work, all undertaken during a time of significant challenge. I also want to acknowledge the parents the grandparents, aunts, uncles, spouses, and children, friends and significant others who helped make this day possible. Thank you for all you have done. To support and guide these graduates with their encouragement came sacrifice. How proud you must be of who they have become, of the impact they are poised to make to ensure better health and wellness for our society. Class of 2023, today you are graduating from an extraordinary institution, one with nearly 125 years of academic excellence, and you are soon to become an alumni, joining over 19,000 PCOM alumni spread throughout the nation and the world. I urge you to use your PCOM education for greatness. Be known for your professionalism and all of your accomplishments, but also be known for your humility and humanity, for your passion and your compassion. Advocate for those in need, and advance science and research in the science of all. In doing so, you always sustain the pride and joy that you feel today. I offer you all my best wishes for continued success and happiness. Thank you.
We're very fortunate today to have as our commencement speaker Dr. Arthur L. Kaplan. Mr. Chairman, I present Arthur L. Kaplan to receive at your hand the Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. The doctoral citation reads as follows. Whereas Arthur L. Kaplan, Ph.D., is a medical bioethicist renowned for his many contributions to U.S. public policy, including helping to found the National Marrow Donor Program, creating the policy of required request and cadaver organ donation adopted throughout the United States, and advising on the content of the National Organ Transplant Act of 1984 and legislation and regulation in many other areas of healthcare, including blood safety and compassionate use. And whereas Dr. Kaplan is the Drs. William F. and Virginia Connolly Mitty Professor at NYU Grossman School of Medicine, the head of the Division of Medical Ethics at NYU Langone Health, and affiliated faculty with the Global Institute of Public Health and the New York University. And Dr. Kaplan previously served as a Sidney D. Kaplan Professor of Bioethics at the Perelman School of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania, where he created the Center for Bioethics and the Department of Medical Ethics. He taught at the University of Minnesota, where he founded the Center for Biomedical Ethics, and the University of Pittsburgh and Columbia University. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Kaplan co-directed an advisory group on sports and recreation for the United States Conference of Mayors, created a working group on coronavirus vaccine challenge studies, developed the ethical framework for distributing drugs and vaccines for Johnson & Johnson, and established rationing policies for NYU Langone Health, among other health systems. And Dr. Kaplan has served since 2015 as the chairperson of the Compassionate Use Advisory Committee, an independent group of internationally recognized medical experts, bioethicists, and patient representatives, which advises Johnson & Johnson's Janssen Pharmaceuticals about requests for compassionate use of some of its investigational medications. Whereas Dr. Kaplan has served on a number of national and international committees, including as chair of the National Cancer Institute Biobanking Ethics Working Group, chair of the Advisory Committee to the United Nations on Human Cloning, and chair of the Advisory Committee to the Department of Health and Human Services on blood safety and availability. He has also served on the Presidential Advisory Committee on Gulf War Illness, the Special Advisory Committee to the International Olympic Committee on Genetics and Gene Therapy, and the Special Advisory Panel to the National Institutes of Mental Health on Human Experimentation on Vulnerable Subjects. Dr. Kaplan is the author or editor of 35 books and more than 850 peer-reviewed journals. Dr. Kaplan is the recipient of numerous awards, including the McGovern Medal of the American Medical Writers Association, the Franklin Award from the City of Philadelphia, the Patricia Price Brown Prize in Biomedical Ethics, the Public Service Award from the National Science Foundation National Science Board, the Rare Impact Award from the National Organization for Rare Disorders, the Distinguished Service Leadership Award from the Food and Drug Law Institute, and the Bioethics and Humanities Lifetime Achievement Award from the American Society for Bioethics and Humanities, and the Innovation Award from the Food and Drug Administration Reagan-Udall Foundation. Dr. Kaplan holds a bachelor's degree from Brandeis University and a Master's of Arts and a Master of Philosophy and doctoral degree in philosophy from Columbia University. He holds 7 honorary degrees from colleges, universities, and medical schools, and today we will add to that list. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine hereby salutes Dr. Kaplan as an American ethicist and professor of bioethics whose influence on health policy has been felt around the globe. And that the Board of Trustees of Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine hereby confers upon Arthur L. Kaplan, Ph.D., the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto, this 19th day of May, 2023.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby confer upon you, Arthur L. Kaplan, the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Arthur L. Kaplan to deliver the commencement address.
Well, thank you. I think my mic is on. You're all hearing me? Very good. I've gotten a lot of these honorary degrees, but this is the best. So I'm going to talk in a minute about obligations for new healthcare professionals. I'm glad we're all here together graduating as healthcare professionals because, as you'll see, I'm going to hope that you stick together and fight together for the future of medicine, healthcare, and science. We're under some tough times now, and I think pulling together is the way forward. I also use the word healthcare professionals deliberately because you're not healthcare workers and you're not healthcare providers, you're professionals. And professionals, as you've already heard other people make remarks, have special virtues and duties, and I think we can call upon those in the name of professionalism. So I know there's business forces out there, and I know there are many other factors trying to shape healthcare, but at the end, it's your professionalism that's going to pull you through. And I don't really care if you disagree. So thank you, President Jay, for having me come, deans and faculty. My former student, some of you may have had him in class, Matthew Weinberg. I can tell you I spent some portion of my career pushing him around. I never thought at the end of the day he'd wind up pushing me around, but that is his lot. And parents, families, friends, partners, and obviously the graduates. I have spoken at PCOM over the years a couple of times, and I was remembering as we came in, I was here at not here, but at the PCOM campus 14 years ago, and I did student orientation. And I want anybody to stand up now who took 14 years to get to graduation. Nobody? All right. That's good. That's good. I've enjoyed my time with PCOM students and faculty, and I really do appreciate getting this honor both of speaking to you and getting the honorary degree. So I'm going to tell you one more little personal story, and it is a lead-in to why I care so much about trying to fight against disinformation, against the push to have others intrude into medicine and science, which we're seeing a lot, much to my regret, these days on many fronts. The story I'm going to tell you, which I don't talk about much, but some of you may be curious, is how I got in this chair. When I was a very young boy, 7, I was one of the last people in America to get polio. And just at the time I got it was the rollout of the vaccines by Salk and Letter Sabin to prevent polio. I wound up at I'm from Boston, sorry. Although I am an Eagles fan. So I wound up at the Mass General Hospital, and I was paralyzed in my legs and in my neck, not in my chest, which was not a good thing, because if you got your diaphragm, your chest muscles paralyzed, you went to an iron lung, an early ventilator, and then you died. And one thing I was well aware of, even at the age of 7, is that these vaccines were coming. And I knew some of my friends, I was there a year, so you made friends with other kids. And some of them were dying because the vaccine was just a bit too late. It was a little too late for me. It was a little too late for them. We can't be late. But moreover, I know what vaccines do. I'm so old, I saw those iron lungs. I was affected by polio, and by the way, I was able to move and walk. It went into remission for a long time, and then 3 years ago, the virus kicked up, giving me post-polio, putting me back in the chair. But that's okay, because I'm here as a witness about the power of science and medicine to take on a pandemic and beat it. And that is what we have to try and encourage and ensure that the American people believe. Because sadly, right now, medicine and public health have been taking it on the chin lately. We live in interesting times as an increasing proportion of Americans, some of whom are going to be your patients, some of whom are going to come to you for help, turn to social media to get their news, to get advice, and to make decisions about everything from cooking to travel to medicine and their health care. And in a sense, a new legion of people out on social media are posing as experts. They don't seem, however, to be concerned about established facts, truth, and evidence, and they're supplying a large group of people out there with all manner of personal opinions about COVID, cancer, autism, vaccines, vitamins, immune boosters, anti-aging remedies, chelation therapy, detoxification. The list goes on, and that's just what I found on the internet last week. Not only are they providing just opinion, but more and more people are using those opinions to make personal decisions about health and wellness and getting in trouble because they're not pursuing the best evidence, the best recommendations, the knowledge that you now possess as graduates today. Celebrities have joined in to this social media parade, providing their advice to people who are their followers, as well as another group is jumping into the fray, politicians and lawmakers who are trying to censor science in public health messages or create legislation that would criminalize certain types of interventions in healthcare. They're out of their lane. You know, the state of Iowa recently passed a law that said no one should administer to anyone an mRNA-based vaccine. That's what most of the COVID vaccines were that we saw early on in the COVID outbreak. However, that news about mRNA vaccines that the state legislature passed in Idaho is going to horrify people when they realize that's the basis for the emerging world of cancer vaccines. The cure for melanoma. Some of you know Jimmy Carter is still here because of mRNA-delivered vaccine therapies. You're going to see it for pancreatic cancer. The trials are underway. I advise some of those trials. And we don't have anything for pancreatic cancer, but we soon will. Having the state legislature made up of people who were former, insect exterminators, real estate agents, decide what's going to be allowed in the name of health care is just not the right direction. And let's not forget about COVID. COVID erupted. Hundreds of thousands of Americans died. Countless suggestions were flooding social media, creating anxiety and confusion for the most vulnerable, when what they really needed was help in understanding the science behind the virus and the vaccines and other treatments that were appearing. And politicians, some unfortunately in the White House in the early days of COVID, were censoring doctors, telling them they couldn't speak up and they couldn't talk to the public. And you may remember giving out advice about bleach and waiting for warm weather to come. Those people are out of their lanes. They may be out of their minds, but they're at least out of their lanes. More and more I'm seeing that there are people, including governors, maybe to the south of us, legislators and judges who believe they know better than the FDA, Nobel Prize winners, healthcare experts, and professionals like you what's the best path to follow for health and wellness. So that brings me to you today, together as newly graduating healthcare professionals, with some requests about obligations and duties. Scientists and healthcare professionals have to vigorously cultivate a wide public audience if what you know is going to be heard, if what you were taught is going to be able to be put into practice, if public funding is going to continue to make new breakthroughs like these cancer vaccines, and if legislation and court opinions are going to rest on sound facts, not just ideology. You worked hard, you're well-trained, you understand science, you want to help preserve and restore health to Americans. So I think you have an obligation to help America. As part of your professionalism, as part of your professional duty, you need to be willing to communicate what you know in public to the general public. And people are saying, well, how am I going to do that? Well, here's some practical advice. Once a year, give a talk at the high school, the church, the mosque, the synagogue, Kiwanis, Rotary, book club, senior citizen center, YMCA, any civic group you like, just one a year. You're respected now, you're professionals. People want to hear informed opinion. People want to know your views. You do have the power to inform. You can sway minds, not all the time, but many. And that's easy to do, and if we commit to doing it, I think we can make a change in this war on science. Also, think about writing an essay or an opinion piece for a blog, or your professional society weekly newspaper, or your media outlet that is in your area where you practice. Do not leave the discussion of medicine and science to Alex Jones, RFK Jr., Joe Mercola, and dare I say it, Aaron Rodgers? Other information about science and health issues ought to be available in your waiting room. Put it on your website. When you chime in on social media, you're the best antidote, this group, I know, to ignorance and disinformation. So power has decided it doesn't always want to hear what science and medicine believe. Governors, legislators are in the business these days of saying, use medicine this way or treat people this way. You can play a huge role in fighting against this war on medicine, healthcare, and science, and I hope and I pray that you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kaplan. I would like to acknowledge a most generous $1 million bequest from Dr. David Pitanti, DO, class of 1980, MBA, MPH, FAOCA. Dr. Batante's gift established our annual Commencement Speaker Series, and funds generated from the endowment go towards supporting the cost of a distinguished speaker at the college's commencement ceremony in Philadelphia. This gift will have a profound impact on many generations of PCOM graduates to come. Thank you, Dr. Batante.
Thank you, Dr. Kaplan. Those words were fantastic. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Arthur Sesso, Interim Dean of our College of Osteopathic Medicine. He will now address the class.
My God, you are an impressive sight. Congratulations, class of 23. Excellent job. I feel a little unprepared for today. I don't have my scrub suit on. I don't have a PowerPoint presentation for you. Nothing's posted on Blackboard. I don't even have an airplane or a car picture to show you. But I will do the best I can. Traditions would dictate that our talk today would give counsel for your future and definitions for your success. These directives would be based on my past experiences and our collective recollections. I will not ascribe to this tradition. The problems encountered then are not your current problems. That age is not your age. And this generation must separate itself from an inheritance of truisms and stereotypes which will bind you to the quagmires of the past. I would prefer to use the precious time we have remaining and the attention that this pulpit garners to fulfill a sometimes overlooked obligation, and that is to thank you. I thank you for allowing PCOM to be a small part of your dream, although some of you may rank us among your nightmares. I am hopeful that with the passage of time, maybe under the pressure of some long night of call, that the decisions you've made, the training you've completed today, will give you some comfort and give you some solace that you have been very well trained. You have earned the highest prize life has to offer, the chance to work hard at work worth doing. And in some small way, PCOM contributed to this achievement. I would like to thank your family and friends. They have made great sacrifices, more than they may have anticipated, to help you obtain your goals. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives and recognize their contributions. They unselfishly help you obtain a great gift, a gift given to you not to keep, but to share, much as they shared their support and encouragement with you. Finally, I thank you for the great decision you made. In some long ago classroom, under harsh glaring lights, or in the dark privacy of your bedrooms, you decided to live your lives for the health and well-being of others. As young people, blessed with the abilities to create any future you desired, you chose service and dedication. At times when people are at their lowest point, when champions are desperately needed, you decided to be a channel for peace and a source of comfort. The consequences of this decision will be burdensome, and success is not always assured. But those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. As you move into the next stage of your life, as you put into practice all that you have learned, it is worth bearing in mind that your patients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Knowing this class, I am sure you will care deeply and therefore succeed tremendously. I ask for you every blessing, and I wish for you the best of luck. Thank you. Pax et bonum. I'm going to ask the students for the DO class of 2023 to please rise. President Feldstein, I have the honor to present these students who have successfully completed the requirements for the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine as established by the faculty and the Board of Trustees. I present them, sir, on recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the Board of Trustees to receive at your hand the degree of these candidates.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby confer upon you the degree, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, as earned, with all rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Doctors, please be seated.
At this time, here's how we will be processing for the moment we're all are waiting for in the DO program. So the PCOM DO class of 2023 will now answer their final collegiate roll call. I invite the first row from the DO class to please rise and approach the stage. Dr. Sesso will hood the graduates with assistance from the clinical faculty from the College of Osteopathic Medicine and physicians who are immediate family members of a graduating class member. Platform hooders, please take your place on the platform, and hooding family members, please ready yourself to move into the family position, which will be at the end of the line for our clinical and our faculty hooders. We ask that our guests remain seated. Staff photographers will be capturing the graduates as they cross the stage. May I ask the audience to please hold your applause until the very last DO graduate has been hooded. Thank you.
Dr. Ryan Campbell Andrew. Dr. Adam Ginsberg. Dr. John Francis Karpinski. Dr. Shivansh Chawla. Dr. Michael V. Preddy. Dr. Avery Alexandra Steck. Dr. Kyle Stephen Cranock. Dr. Brianna Joan Guthridge. Dr. Colleen Maria Crawford. Dr. Robert Ludwig Schlitt. Dr. Jordan Elizabeth Sella. Dr. Katie O'Shea. Dr. Elena Drew Cuck. Dr. Nico Francesco Munley. Dr. Madison Nancy Rhodes. Dr. Valerie Margaret Foy. Dr. Lauren Catherine Davis. Dr. Alexandria D'Angelo. Dr. Emily Schupert. Dr. Mariam Atiya. Dr. Chelsea Natasha Hansen. Dr. Sarah Laura Adams. Dr. James J. Fagan. Dr. Kaylee Elizabeth Burnham. Dr. Megan Marie Michaels. Dr. Nicole Velma Harry Bryce. Dr. Jamie Hedrick. Dr. Bridget Elizabeth Klein. Dr. Amanda Stella Adams, Dr. Nicole Gus Boatwright, Dr. Dylan McCourt, Dr. Colin Bashaw, Dr. Hannah Bashaw, Dr. Rachel Day, Dr. Nicholas Abate, Dr. Julian Ontal, Dr. Nicholas S. Carvis, Dr. Peter Maraca, Dr. Rachel Ann Valenzuela Rodriguez, Dr. Taylor Jean Ryder, Dr. Rebecca Allison Frawley, Dr. Megan Patoli, Dr. Barrett Nevin Marshall, Dr. Tanner Ray Smith, Dr. Evan Jonah Isaacs, Dr. Allison Gibbons, Dr. Christopher Dwayne Howard, Dr. Sachin Sinha, Dr. Jonas Hyacinth, Dr. Jonathan Hyacinth, Dr. Jamie Christian Henzis, Dr. Mick Voigt, Dr. Morgan Bella Novakovic, Dr. Erin Bridget Hollis, Dr. Claire Elizabeth Becker, Dr. Courtney Lynn Sharbach, Dr. Grace Catherine Hogan, Dr. Shirley Vanessa Hockhauser, Dr. Harrison Richard Eckert, Dr. Alexandra Jo Robbins, Dr. Catherine Schulman, Dr. Vandana Gadam Reddy, Dr. Michael Paul Lapointe, Dr. Amitpal Singh Vora, Dr. Michael J. Suarez, Dr. Taisha Guadalupe, Dr. Alicia Michelle Williams, Dr. Omo Sade M. Idul, Dr. Jashelle Irene Davis, Dr. Claudine Wadiozor, Dr. Ashley Maria Otto, Dr. Oluwadamiola Olubukola Adefarati, Dr. Chelsea Adebi, Dr. Adeshewa Adewusi, Dr. Soraya Adaku Wabarocha, Dr. Adedaya Folashade Adetunji, Dr. Redia Jean Poma Taylor, Dr. Cecily Marie Jeanette Bly, Dr. Toluwanimi Mary Ogumbesam, Dr. Sharon Imani Perkins, Dr. Logan Danielle Lawson, Dr. Nayla A. Harvey, Dr. Christine Kim. Dr. Tyler Wark. Dr. Christine Olivia Gibson. Dr. Rachel Coletti. Dr. Ashley Lynn Lipshaw. Dr. Courtney Gaiman. Dr. Philip Zacco. Dr. Anna Teresa Cecilia. Dr. Amanda Nicole Pitts. Dr. Heather Lee Ware. Dr. Danielle Carey. Dr. Kendall Grace Schetzel. Dr. Dakota James Dagenstein. Dr. Kimberly Tenna. Dr. Diane Mancheno. Dr. Brenda Elizabeth Tester. Dr. Alyssa Marie Campbell. Dr. Olivia Minitri Arquimbao Magnelli Bowles. Dr. Andrew William Gore. Dr. Justin Charles Rissmiller. Dr. Douglas McHale. Dr. Michael Patrick McCarthy. Dr. Thomas Buckley. Dr. Caitlin Langford. Dr. Samantha Lee Stuppy. Dr. Molly Jane Dickinson. Dr. Michael Stephen Komisak III. Dr. Sarah Jane Chewicki. Dr. Alyssa Marie Ryan. Dr. Sarah Nicole Glisson. Dr. Orly Glickman. Dr. Mia Tarana. Dr. Miranda Penn. Dr. Regina Ann Souter. Dr. Angela Shinyu Pan. Dr. Natasha Katrina Valles. Dr. Maya Adorian. Dr. Amanda Marie Bernardini. Dr. Joshua Hugh Cason Rosero. Dr. Nicholas Imperato. Dr. Gregory Philip Morris. Dr. Matthew Mayman. Dr. Gregory Seish Withers. Dr. David R. Garcia Castro. Dr. Jani Chun. Dr. Lauren Jones. Dr. Alec John Earhart. Dr. Kang Do. Dr. Tiara Nicole Price. Dr. Heya Hazim. Dr. Ethan Harrison Kirk. Dr. Ariana Rucker. Dr. Payne Fleischer. Dr. Varun Chahal. Dr. Jonathan Jung. Dr. Michael Young. Dr. Brian Christopher Ursillo. Dr. Jackson Patrick Carney. Dr. Joseph Romero. Dr. Zita Elizabeth Jackson. Dr. Tamika Taylor Isaac. Dr. Austin Michaels Grist. Dr. Carly Elizabeth Grudai. Dr. Nicole Kushner. Dr. Danica H. Smith. Dr. Andre Ahmad Cunningham. Dr. Ronald Jean Woodruff III. Dr. Shofalohan De Silva. Dr. Jesse Ifanichuku Abaga Abduma. Dr. Michael G. Harnett, Jr. Dr. Eric Patrick Hunter. Dr. Jareed Aaron Hassan. Dr. Harrison Cardin. Dr. Christopher McLaughlin. Dr. William Christopher Harrison. Dr. Christopher Yule. Dr. Cameron Durante. Dr. John Herringer. Dr. Brendan Madison. Dr. Brian Thomas Heist. Dr. Jose A. Huergo. Dr. John Joseph McQuinn Ringe. Dr. Sayed Arian. Dr. Alexandra Baggett. Dr. Nicholas Maffetone. Dr. Matthew William Flounders. Dr. Muad Hatem El Hadi. Dr. Ansu Benjamin. Dr. Natasha Lee Stanley. Dr. David Richard Deischer. Dr. Bridget Marie Garrity. Dr. Rachel Souza. Dr. James Christian DiMatteo. Dr. Camila Patricia Salazar Meneses. Dr. Twinkle Saney. Dr. Ton Din. Dr. Ariella Alexander. Dr. Anthony Paul Chickarine III. Dr. Jacqueline Christine Perlmutter. Dr. Erica Lee Forrest. Dr. Cyrilak Gietenbeek. Dr. Christopher Michael Fiorina. Dr. Jan Pasternak. Dr. Andrew Wesley Geller. Dr. Eric Matthew Kantner. Dr. Eric Fellin. Dr. Christopher Ian Schrock. Dr. Andrea Geneva Dumenigo. Dr. Eric Thaddeus Sugarman. Dr. Scott Patrick Serpico. Dr. Austin Connor Lonsky. Dr. Raj Madani. Dr. Frank Edward Mealy. Dr. Kara Ann Gradziak. Dr. Antonia Elena Puma. Dr. Catherine Rigotti. Dr. Srawasti Sarkar. Dr. Daniel Mark Cohen. Dr. Shreya Shaktivel. Dr. Annalise Marie Zapatka. Dr. Harshita Kendarpa. Dr. Hannah Harrell. Dr. Emily Custer. Dr. Justina Catherine Malone. Dr. Priya Kabaria. Dr. Caitlin Dodson. Dr. Anson Oliver Marsh. Dr. Darren John Mast. Dr. Ho-Ann Liu. Dr. Alexa Nicole Lapointe. Dr. Beverly Celeste Kujic. Dr. Kelsey Ann Bentz. Dr. Brianna Cruson. Dr. Madeline Lee Brown. Dr. Micah Patrick Kaiser. Dr. Justin Ball Glover. Dr. Adrian Laura Fraskowski. Dr. Alexandria Peyton Smith. Dr. Samantha Sundermeyer. Dr. Shahrukh Syed. Dr. Britley Elizabeth Takovich Linzer. Dr. Akshata Taneja. Dr. Christine Phillip. Dr. Edgar Wayback Leogier. Dr. William A. Hartz, Jr. Dr. Omar Yehia Awadallah. Dr. Urshad Khan. Dr. Mohammed Zan Khan. Dr. Belinda Bacho. Dr. Neda Fag. Dr. Jalen Shamlul. Dr. Justine Garfinkel. Dr. Alec Joseph Masood. Dr. Molly Dunn Forlines. Dr. Michael DeMarco. Dr. Keith Allen Lee. Dr. Tyler Lee. Dr. Michael Gregory Galperin. Dr. Hashem Haraki. Dr. Lila Kaloff, Dr. Jessica Lois Kim, Dr. Samuel Antoon, Dr. Bennett Ross Ocker, Dr. Joseph Musial, Dr. Boris Ristov Penev, Dr. Matthew John Corey, Dr. Brogan Troy Galbraith, Dr. Jeremy Thomas Heinley, Dr. Jeremy Reich, Dr. Adam John Lenser, Dr. Nathan Jones, Dr. Corey Olson, Dr. Anthony Klingos, Dr. Kyle Kowalski, Dr. Branton Page, Dr. Jacob Stein, Dr. John H. Malin II, Dr. Dean Philip Delgado, Dr. Marissa Lindsay Caminos, Dr. Ted Ruddell, Dr. Jacob Rotowski,
I think now we can make some noise and congratulate our new DOs. Thank you. At this time, thank you. A little excited. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Stephanie Falgois, Interim Dean, School of Professional and Applied Psychology, who will address the class.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the faculty and the staff of the School of Professional and Applied Psychology, I extend warmest congratulations to the graduates of 2023. Their families, and significant others. It has been our honor and pleasure to share in your journey at PCOM. We are proud of you and we wish you the bright future that you are sure to have as you begin your chapter, the next chapter in the service of others. We look forward to learning about the incredible contributions you will make in living out the mission of PCOM, in leading, researching, holistically treating, and serving diverse populations to make a difference in our world. While graduation naturally gives pause for reflection and undoubtedly stimulates hopes and dreams for the future, I ask the graduates to engage in mindfulness now, in this moment. As a clinical psychologist, I call upon you to consider your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors as you sit here in your ceremonial robes among family, friends, colleagues, and the PCOM community. Use your senses to cement this moment in your minds. For instance, look around with intention at your loved ones and your colleagues and your classmates. Listen keenly to the words of wisdom and well wishes bestowed upon you. Feel the sensation of your caps and gowns that you have full-heartedly earned. Hold on to and cherish the ceremonial recognition of your accomplishments in obtaining the knowledge, skills, and positive attitudes of your disciplines and professions. Hold on to this day and these moments to draw upon them in the future, to remind yourself of what you are capable of accomplishing, knowing individually the sacrifices and choices you have made to arrive here, and the kindness and support you've received from others for which you may be grateful and can reciprocate or offer to others in the future. I hope your education, the ceremony, and all that you have achieved will inspire you to engage in lifelong learning, rational, systematic, and evidence-based problem solving, collaborative and interprofessional care, and inspire you to strive to do your best each day. I am grateful and honored to have been a part of your educational journeys, and am proud, excited, and grateful to be standing here wishing you the warmest congratulations, graduates. Would all candidates in the School of Professional and Applied Psychology please rise? President Feldstein, I have the honor to present these students who have successfully completed the requirements for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Psychology, Doctor of Psychology in Clinical Psychology, Doctor of Psychology in School Psychology, Educational Specialist, Master of Science in Applied Behavioral Analysis, Master of Science in Applied Positive Psychology, Master of Science in Mental Health Counseling, Master of Science in Organizational Development and Leadership, Master of Science in Public Health Management, and Master of Science in School of Psychology, Master of Science in School Psychology, as established by the faculty and the Board of Trustees. I present them, sir, on recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the Board of Trustees to receive at your hand the degrees of these candidates.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby confer upon you the degrees Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Psychology, Doctor of Psychology in Clinical Psychology, and Doctor of Psychology in School of Psychology, Education Specialist, Master of Science in Applied Behavior Analysis, Master of Science in Applied Positive Psychology, Master of Science in Mental Health Counseling, Master of Science in Organizational Development and Leadership, Master of Science in Public Health Management, and Master of Science in School of Psychology, as earned, with all rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
You may now be seated.
Once again, I'm back. Now it is time to present the School of Psychology and Applied Behavioral Science classes of 2023. Dr. Felgois will hood the graduates with assistance from the faculty of the School of Psychology. Hooders will take your place on the hooding platform marks. We ask that our guests remain seated. Staff photographers will be capturing the graduates as they cross the stage. Now I ask that the audience please hold your applause until the last graduate has been hooded. Again, hooders, now's the chance to take your positions. Before each program starts their procession onto the stage, I will announce now presenting the graduates of each program and wait till the last programs. The graduate exits the stage until or hold your applause until the last graduate exits the stage. Thank you. Graduates coming forward. Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Psychology.
Dr. Molly Blue.
Doctor of Psychology in Clinical Psychology.
Dr. Tamar Yael Runyon. Dr. Sally Sanchez. Dr. Carly Gerby. Dr. Simone Jackie Sims Riley. Dr. Portia Elizabeth Waumer. Dr. Kelsey Lee Jones. Dr. Marissa Annette Gretz. Dr. Mallory Justine Christman. Dr. Kristen Elizabeth Hawk Purcell. Dr. Lindsay Ann Salerno. Dr. Adam David Christman. Dr. Patrick Mullen.
Now, presenting the graduates of Educational Specialists in School Psychology. No? Oh. Now presenting Masters of Science in Applied Behavioral Analysis. Now presenting the Doctor of Psychology in School Psychology.
Dr. Crystal D. Dorn. Dr. Tariva Kelly Cortez. Dr. Jody Felder. Dr. Aleida Silva Garcia. Dr. Lindsay Jean Kurtz. Dr. Anye Allen. Dr. Jessica Brooke Saviano. Dr. Camilla Yonette Woodard. Dr. Beenish Rashid. Dr. Maddie Roxandich.
Now presenting Educational Specialists in School Psychology.
Raul Sanchez. Sarah Lynn Rose Goldsman. Olivia Catherine Messina. Christina Barbado. Brianna Nicole Nero. Olivia Elise Pleviak. Lindsay Washington. Alexander M. Albanese. Priyana Cromwell.
My shoes.
Catherine Robinson. Elise Super. Anna Catherine Hall. Grace Rawa. Olivia Jones. Carrie Morrisroe. Victoria Corral. Benita Taylor.
Now presenting the graduates of Master of Science in Applied Behavioral Analysis.
Shashira Phillip. Amira Ashai Elston. Alasia Bailey. Sophia Leah Raff.
Now presenting Master of Science in Applied Positive Psychology.
Caitlin Marie Dory. Michael John Paul. Angela Kalia. Nicole Parisi.
Now presenting the graduates of the Master of Science in Mental Health Counseling.
Zlata Nicole Demsenko. Abigail Malin Obensky. Molly Sloan Anderson. Madeline Grace Biddle. Lila Franchon Finley. Bernard Jacob Quietak. Lauren A. Carries. Margaret Dickinson. David Jean Concordia, Jr. Susanna Lee Blaylock. Cara Marie Schwartz. Alec Eula. Julie Schilling. Lisa Hurwitz. Nini Niniashvili. Victoria Sergei Kolev. Samantha Megan Stolker. Esther Gramegna. Jasmine Nicole Figueroa. Caitlin Elaine Pownall. Jillian Lynch. Joseph Tyler Belmont. Alana Beam. Genesee Kaylin Lauderbaugh. Erica Brooke Zaslow. Amanda Hearn. Alessandra Victoria Ortiz. Gabriela Zarcaro. Anna Thompson. Bianca Jade DeLeo. Shannon Tessera. Molly Rothblatt. James Arthur Lockwood. Julia Kathleen Schumacher. Lyra Bryn Stubbs. Alyssa Williams. Naya Murray.
Now presenting Masters of Science in Public Health Management and Administration. Faking me out.
Amira Lewis. Terrence Alton Moloch, Jr. Johanna Marie Dunleavy. Tehran Maurice Cobb. Natasha S. Green. Danielle Robinson Stevens. Sophia Zilberstein. Devon Nidira Bennett. Tamika R. Sykes Brown. Faith T. Banks Hunter. Kimberly Marie Coe. Joyelle Weems. Love Elise Jennings.
Master of Science in Organizational Development and Leadership.
Cheryl Renee Proska. Gabriella Renee Miranda. Danielle Horn. Renee Burns. Melanie Latanya McDonald. Matthew Joseph Krause.
Masters of Science in School Psychology.
Rihanna Catherine Hine.
Okay, let's make some noise for all our graduates of the School of Professional Psychology and Applied Psychology. Thank you. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Gregory McDonald, Dean of the School of Health Sciences.
Welcome, graduates, family, friends, faculty, staff, and alumni, to the commencement ceremony for PCOM class of 2023. Welcome you all to celebrate the biomedical science, forensic medicine, and physician assistant studies class of 2023. I want to take a moment to recognize each and every one of you. Some of you started your PCOM journey during the early onset of the COVID pandemic. Others started after we returned to a new sense of normalcy. You all have been resilient and have pivoted in short periods of time to embrace novel methods of learning, of teaching, and testing. And yet you're sitting here today as a class of 2023. How you conduct yourself will define who you are and what you stand for. No matter what obstacles you face, never forget the obstacles you have overcome. You all rose to meet these new challenges and expectations in a dignified and professional manner, and for this, you should be incredibly proud. You all have the education and skills necessary to take on what is to come to tomorrow. Many of you will be called upon to meet future challenges. Please do not shy away from these moments. They may seem difficult, but oftentimes are opportunities. They may open new possibilities for you as well. Given the societal changes we continue to see, we need your technological skills and humanity now more than ever. Be bold. Be wise. Do not let your guard down. Use the same tenacity you succeeded with at PCOM and apply it into the workforce, into the real world, in your community, in your country, and ultimately the world as a whole. I, for one, look forward to living in the world that you create, where we can all live in a safe, healthy, diverse, and inclusive society. Good luck, class of 2023. Would all candidates in the School of Health Sciences please rise? President Feldstein, I have the honor to present these students who have successfully completed the requirements for their degrees Master of Science in Biomedical Science, Master of Science in Forensic Medicine, Master of Science in Health Sciences, Physician Assistant Studies, as established by the faculty and the Board of Trustees. I present them, sir, on recommendation of the faculty and by the vote of the Board of Trustees to receive at your hand the degrees of these candidates.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby confer upon you the degrees Master of Science in Biomedical Science, Master of Science in Forensic Medicine, Master of Science in Health Sciences, Physician's Assistant Studies, as earned, with all rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
You may be seated.
Chance for redemption. Now, presenting the classes of 2023 with the School of Health Sciences, Dr. McDonald will hood the graduates with assistance from the faculty of the School of Health Sciences. Hooders, please take your place on the hooding platform. We ask that our guests remain seated. Staff photographers will be capturing the pictures graduates as they cross the graduates as they cross the stage. May I ask the audience to please hold your applause until the very last graduate has been hooded. Before each program starts the procession, I will announce now presenting the graduates of, and wait till the last program of graduates has exited the stage until the next program is called. Now presenting the Master of Science in Biomedical Science.
Samaje Denise Harper. Matthew James Connolly. Michael Joseph Appel. Maria Ann Appel. Sargam Karbanda. Amber Mariah Cook. Barrera Seda Hassan. Shreya Qasim. Cherie Wallace. Chloe Caroline Markovich. Alexandra Amity Barrera. Sarah Delp. Ashley June Jones. Michael Odell. Ryan David Kalitz. Heidi Crystal L. Nathan. Soraya McCoy. Ordera Julian Ozo. Jamie Andres Nieves. Owen David Doster. Rachel Amarachi Obunna. Chelsea Francis Weich. Quaylin Tanksley. Jessica Nicole Smith. Victoria Marie Tarquini. Alaha Abdul Farouk. Carly Nicole Charles. Michelle Brooke Rosenblum. Samantha Lawingo. Natalia Salia Scarantino.
Now presenting the Master of Science in Forensic Medicine.
Madison Wynn. Holly Stavarsky. Alasia Robinson. Savannah Melanie Ellison.
Now presenting the Master of Science in Health Sciences, Physician Assistant.
Carolyn Ann Yoakum. Megan Danielle Wimmer. Daniel Paul Sawtell. Jasmine Victoria Conway. Nakia Grant. Siani Savannah Snape. Jordan Irene Walker. Hannah Sue Holtz. Beatrice Rodriguez Martin. Emma Justine Polshock. Danielle Dillenbeck. Kimberly Cummings. Sophia Zintek. Chloe Alexa Novak. Bergen Iris Kassoff. Andrea Berrido. Cassandra McKenna. Haley Elizabeth Gaysitz. Valerie Kusterbeck. Samantha K. Spata. Joanna Burton. Carly Belko. Julianne Schusler. Noel Tran Hunsavat. Marco Antonio Luna. Jenna Munger. Cindy Lynn. Alexandra Letitia Anderson. Gavin Thomas Hurd. Alicia Marie Martin Conyers. Shane Bradley McCurdy. Ever Flores. Christopher Louis Andriola. Joseph Pandolfi. Nathan James Verano. Nathan Emmons Violet. Megan Gernhardt. Olivia Nicole Gonsers. Courtney Paige Shupp. Caitlin Steenvoorden. Julia Esther Robb. Bridget Ann Jankowski. Sophia Rose Martonic. Brielle Nicole Reich. Sydney Shallon Rose.
Voters, you can take your seats. Now, will all of the graduates please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine graduates from the classes of 2023. Congratulations, you have achieved your goal.
You may be seated. At this time, I ask Dr. LaPointe, the PCOM Alumni Association President, will lead the osteopathic medicine graduates in the osteopathic oath. Dr. LaPointe.
Thank you, Dr. Veit. Good afternoon. Could the graduates of the DO class please stand to read aloud the osteopathic oath with me as I read it? I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and the life of my patients, to retain their confidence and respect both as a physician and a friend, who will guard their secrets with scrupulous honor, fidelity, to perform faithfully my professional duties, to employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and with my skill and ability, keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding in the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which in any way will bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it may be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in the spirit of progressive cooperation, and never by word or by act cast imputations upon them or rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who come after me. I will ever alert further the application of basic biological truths to the healing arts and to develop the principles of osteopathy, which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. You may be seated. I'd like to introduce Ms. Chandra Lucas Odenis, this year's Alumni Associate Vice President. As President and Vice President of the PCOM Alumni Association, we have the honor and privilege of congratulating all of our graduates and welcome you into our association.
For over 100 years, the PCOM Alumni Association has been and continues to be an integral part of the college, offering, among other things, scholarships, awards, and mentorship. We ask all our graduates to please rise.
Graduates, you may now move your tassels from right to left. Finally, today we celebrate and give thanks for all our graduates and their families. Bless their lives and guide their steps as they move into the future with eager and open hearts. May they continue to perfect their art and provide care and service to their communities. Congratulations
and welcome to the Alumni Association.
Very good, my dear.
Please be seated. Wow. To all the congratulations you have just now received, may I add my personal regards and cordial best wishes to each and every one of you. You have achieved your goal. You have earned your graduate degree and doctorate degree. I am confident that you will find great reward and success in your chosen career. Serve well your profession that it may better serve you. Before concluding, I'd like to make some recognitions. Would all the military graduates please rise now and be so recognized? Military graduates. Thank you. It is important to note that in addition to their dedication to the classroom and to their patients, members of the class of 2023 have volunteered their time with more than 35,319 hours of community services around the Philadelphia area and sponsored more than 2,988 community outreach events. We applaud this spirit of service. Each of our new graduates has earned our congratulations on this significant accomplishment. However, we know that you did not make this journey alone. You did so with the support of your parents, spouses, significant others, children, and friends. Could all those folks please rise and be so recognized? Thank you. You'll be interested to know that 77 graduates got engaged during school. Where did they find the time? 5 were engaged to someone at PCOM. And there's where they found the time. 50 students got married while in school, and 4 of those married someone at the college. Aw. Together, the graduates have a total of 87 children. 39 were born during school. At this time, we ask the graduates to turn again. Okay, we thanked our parents. We don't need to do it again. But again, we do thank everyone for the support they have given us. On behalf of the college, we also like to thank all the friends and family members who are with us today for this event. We could not be prouder of you or happier for you. Today, you have our congratulations, but tomorrow and always you have our hopes and our prayers. This concludes our commencement ceremony. Please remain standing until the platform party has exited. Thank you so much, and congratulations to all of you.